If you're looking for a wedding band and you like trad music, then this might be the band for you. In this episode, I caught up with Steve from Flog The Dog to learn all about the band. Make sure to show the guys some love on their social media channels and hit that red subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. Let's get into the show. Steve, welcome to the show. How are you?
Very good, and yourself?
Not too bad now. So Steve from Flog The Dog.
Flog The Dog.
Wedding band. You're based in Kerry, is it?
Based in Kerry, but playing all over the world.
Anywhere
all over the world of Ireland.
Anywhere you can go at this stage, yeah.
What's
the lineup of the band?
So there's myself on guitar and vocals. We've got Ciara on fiddle and keys. We've got Mick Ivory from, he's over the road in Kilcullen here. I'm actually living in Wicklow now.
All right.
But we're still Kerry based. We're still primarily there. But Mick plays bass and he does lead vocals as well. And then we've got Brian Harte on drums. He's from Portlaoise.
All right.
No, he'll kill me for saying that. Newbridge. Oh. He's working in Portlaoise.
What would you say your style is as a wedding band? If a couple come to you and asked you what kind of music do you do, what's your answer? So
we play modern music and we tradify it. That's the best way I can explain it. And that term comes from an ex-bass player of ours who said, this is what we do. We tradify songs. And I was like, can I steal that?
It's actually great. It's a great term because I was watching your videos and stuff and I was thinking myself, how would you describe this? Tradify it, yeah.
We try to tradify it. As many songs as we can. Some don't work. They just, you need to have the original keys or whatever it might be. So we try to, let's say, for example, Sex on Fire. We've completely revamped that. There's no electric guitars in that now anymore. It's all fiddle. So all the lead riffs are done on fiddle. It's immense. It's really, really good. But other than that, people book us really for the entertainment value. We do a lot of music, and I say this to a lot of people. We do the music well, but at the same time, we do the crowd interaction and the entertainment even better.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of talking, and people go, "You do a lot of talking." That's just crowd rapport, and it's just getting into the show. Because at the same time, most people don't book us for playing Step It Out Mary or for whatever. It's for you're shouting out my uncle and you're actually ripping the piss out of him.
We love that. Yeah,
that's why a lot of people do book us for that reason.
Well, you kind of started on the pub scene, was it?
Yeah.
So probably I suppose that's where all that interaction comes from.
Yeah. I would have started myself years ago because I'm from Cork originally. I'm a journeyman really.
Yeah.
And we would have started in Fermoy. Fermoy was where I would have started out, and just going to the pubs and you do your 1 and 2 piece stuff. And I did I tried to do the Santa Ponza thing, but it wasn't for me. I went over to have a look, and I was like, I don't know, would I stick the heat? So I just came home and just plugged my trade here. Yeah, that's what I did.
And then you just fell into the wedding scene.
Fell in. Like most people,
nearly everybody. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
No, I'm in it now.
You turn around and go, "Oh, yeah, we're a wedding band now."
Yeah.
So I saw from your Facebook Live you did there a while ago, you're fairly flexible on tailoring the set as well for a couple.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose the number one thing is, do you play the first dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. There are some cases where it's, that situation where someone is like, will you play Wonderwall? Of course we play Wonderwall, but how good are we at playing Wonderwall? We're not in the business of murdering songs. That's what I tell people straight away. So we've had a few requests for musicals and stuff like that, musical songs. And while they're fantastic and we can try to pull it off, it might not be the best choice for first dance. So we kind of tend to say, here's our top 11 or 12. If this doesn't suit, we will try our best to see if we can emulate it to something that you'd like. And if not, then we can play it on Spotify. Yeah. And that's what most people do. They've a lot of choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to be stuck. And most people have said, we know you play this song, but we'd actually prefer it if you played it on Spotify for us.
Yeah.
Perfect. No bother.
Well, some people just have a favorite version of a song and, no band will mimic that. I don't know if you do the circle, but we do the circle at the start anyway, get everybody around the floor. So even if we play a first dance like that on a CD or Spotify, it doesn't look out of place, because the band have already started the gig, so I don't think couples should really worry about that. If you want your first dance on a CD, it's fine.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. And most people don't really notice. I don't think even the couples themselves, they're not entirely pushed about it, but they do have certain requests that they might have for, a father-daughter song,
Yeah.
or a song specifically for the best man or for the bridesmaids. So like that's what we kind of tailor. We like to tailor on how can we make this show as entertaining as possible while also giving you exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
so you kind of approach it more of a show than a band going through the motions of playing the songs.
Yeah, yeah. And I know this is going to sound cliche, but every wedding is different, right? It is.
Well, they are different, yeah.
Yeah, because most people think we just turn up and play the same set. Yes, and you'll know this as well. From like you'll have your first half and your second half, and you'll know how it usually goes, because this is the way that weddings are. They're traditional, but then there are certain elements where Auntie Margaret and Uncle Dave are mad as a bag of spiders, and they want to be called out.
Yeah.
And then you've got other people who are like, you've got some couples as well who say like under no circumstances are you to play Siege of Ennis.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of coming back to them going, are you absolutely sure that's the correct decision? Because you'll have probably 20 people going, why aren't you playing Siege of Ennis?
Yeah.
So it's a lot about opening the minds and keeping a lot of ideas open for couples, because some people might hate songs of going to weddings and hearing, oh, I've heard Celine Dion now, I've heard this, can you not play that?
Yeah.
But for some people it's like it's a must hear on a night. And there's some songs that we love playing most of the stuff, but then there's some songs where like, God, we could really change that up. But if you start doing that, then people are like,
it doesn't work
you stop
as well.
playing it. Yeah. You kind of have to play what people want. And there's no song that we have in the set that we don't like playing.
Yeah.
And that's simply down to, we just get into it. Like some people might go, oh, I hate playing that song. But they're like, well, if you hate playing it, make yourself love playing it. Do something different.
Yeah.
And then in turn, people will notice that. And that's what we've done with a lot of songs we have in the set as well.
Yeah. I think by the time we get back to it, all the songs will be nice to do. But what we've done...
Wagon wheel.
No, normally, well, what I kind of do is if I'm kind of getting sick of a song or somebody else in the band, we might switch it around who sings it. And that's very true, it's not half as bad then. So do you notice any difference, say, traveling around the country then from Kerry weddings to Donegal or Kildare, or do you notice much of a difference?
God, I'm trying to think now.
Are Kerry weddings more traditional, like that, like with your Siege of Ennis and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I guess the Siege of Ennis thing it's very much Clare, Kerry, Cork, a little bit of Limerick as well.
Yeah.
And I guess that's down to maybe it's our generation, but definitely the generation before. Like my folks now wouldn't really know. They would have been into like the show band stuff down in wherever. But into this scene now, people, it's kind of like a traditional thing. It happens in the middle of the like we've got your waltzes obviously, but then Siege of Ennis happens quite quickly after that because everyone's up for a bit of a hoolie. And when we go up the country, we've done it in Wicklow. A couple of venues around here, and we've done it in Donegal. People do it. People understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But what I find the funniest thing is when you've got the UK weddings and people who are coming from abroad, so expats are coming back home. They haven't a clue, and it's the most hilarious thing because I've never done the Siege of Ennis, Brian. I'll tell you that, because I've never been to a wedding where I've had the opportunity to do it. But when they're doing it, I'm as confused as them. So we got placards.
Yeah.
Done up. Well, they're yet to be printed, but we have placards that we put up on the iPad, and we're like, this is how you do it. And it's like, people are like, I've no idea what's going on here. So it's like, right, you've two people like this, and they're like, black and white, man and female. You're like this, and they're gender neutral as well. So we're right, two people go forward like this, then you go around the house and you grab each other. People haven't a clue, and the Australians love it. They haven't a clue what's going on. They're like, can we not just do the haka? It's like, right.
You could do that if you
want to. Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
That's the funny thing about weddings is, and sometimes if you see people kind of sitting down, you're thinking, wouldn't you think they get up dancing and all? If I was at a wedding, I'd be the last one to get up dancing. So it's funny the way the mind works that way.
I'd be the first up.
Would you? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd be down the back. Yeah. What kind of packages do you offer then? Do you do ceremony music, disco?
We do the standard 4, I guess. So you've got ceremony, drinks, reception, canopy music, band, and DJ. So, and we get a lot of requests as well for kind of teaming up with other suppliers. So if someone wanted a DJ with sax, we'd source the sax player.
Yeah.
If someone wanted maybe a bit of brass, now we don't do it, but it's something that we can certainly source for the band too. Like we've a select amount of songs that we'd have that we know there'd be brass in it. But if someone wanted that, we could certainly look at it. But more often it's kind of like your DJ band is our number one. What would you call it? The platinum package or the gold package. I don't have this now on my website or anything, but that's what most people will book. They'll book band and DJ. And then you'll have your ceremony and drinks as a kind of an optional extra.
Yeah.
And people tend to go for the full day. I'd say maybe 15 or 16 bookings a year will go for it. Yeah. And then the rest will kind of, they'll have their mind set up and like they want their string quartet. They want, their ukulele set up for the drinks reception, or just a piano man, or they might want, a flautist or whatever it might be. And we do tend to encourage, a variety of music, because while we like to go out and do it often, it can be quite, I suppose, tiring to do it an awful lot of time.
All day, yeah.
3 or 4 days in a row, it just wouldn't be possible. But we have key suppliers that we work with that we know will say, look, if we're unavailable and they wanted us on the Saturday, and we've done a 4 service gig the day before, we'll say, look, we'd love to do it. We're going to be in Donegal the night before. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't get to Wexford the morning after for your ceremony. Yeah. We know these people and they're amazing. Try these, so like the community that we've built up, even with the Wedding Band Association. Yeah, it's really, really, really beneficial for couples who are looking for suppliers that they're finding difficult to find online. We seem to know offline who's available. And it's brilliant from that point of view too.
Yeah. How can people get a taste of the band now that the live gigs are gone? What your videos?
You can go onto YouTube. Most of our stuff is on YouTube. We've started a bit of a campaign on TikTok as well. So kind of doing very, very short form video of, us. And we did one actually the other day for Paddy's Day. We showed, we were over in Malaga 2 years ago, and we're inside in a place called Tennessee Live Club. And it was all sponsored by Jemison. We were Jemison ambassadors for the week, or for the weekend. Yeah. And we just posted a video up there and we tagged Jemison, blah, blah, blah. And it got nearly 10,000 views already. So we're going to just kind of concentrate on that for a little bit as well, while also having the YouTube stuff. So yeah, that's where the kind of 2 main places are.
Yeah. And then you released Step It Out Mary last month, wasn't it, on Spotify? Have you any plans on doing more studio work in this downtime?
Definitely. Once we can kind of get, I actually did an interview with the Kerry man on this, but I think the benefit of doing it is we got a single out. Albeit it took an awful long time to do it, because you're so spread out. And I've always wanted to do the recording thing where someone is above in Donegal and someone is over in Dublin, and you're sending stuff and you're collaborating online. I've always wanted to do that, but now I'm like, don't want to ever do it again, because it takes an awful lot of time. Yeah. And it's not because people have their lives and stuff, and that's more than acceptable. But I guess the thing is, I suppose there's nothing beats being in the studio and getting something done, and doing another take and getting inspired and coming up with all these ideas. You can't do that online. No, you're sending an email back, or you're sending a video back. Will you do this and do this little trill at the end? And it's so much easier if you're there in person.
Well, you're afraid you're annoying the person as well. To go back, you kind of probably. Whereas if you're sitting beside them in a studio, it's 2 seconds. Will you do that again?
Exactly. And we got Ciara up to do the fiddle parts. That was amazing. She came up in September, to here when we could move around a small bit. She did the fiddle parts and she did the flute, the whistle parts at home. And surprisingly enough, she did it at a mic in her own bedroom. And I was like, sounds like she's in a church doing it. It sounds so good. Yeah. So there was certain things that didn't really need another take. They were just so good and so well done. Yeah. Whereas the fiddle, it's so intricate, and she wanted to get the parts kind of perfect for herself. And there was little, descending parts, and there was counterpart music that we wanted to get in as well. And you could only do that in real time when you're there. Yeah. and we were blessed really. We had the time at that point in time when lockdown was kind of freer to get it all done. But
it sounds fantastic, and the mix and everything on it. I'll put links to it at the end of this.
Cheers.
But it sounds really good. Lockdown then, how has it affected the band other than, giving you a bit of time off, like keeping yourselves busy? Is it just record that song, or what else have you been up to?
It's a bit of that. It was a bit of evaluating what we'd done for the last couple of years. Do we need to change anything? Like I guess Mick would always be telling me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we'd always point holes out in our set that we could definitely capitalize on.
Yeah.
Like there might be a song or a set that might need a freshening up, and we know, that song didn't work the night before. Let's try this song and mix in a medley. Like we're mad for medleys. We love them.
Yeah, we're the same.
So it's definitely given us an opportunity to look at the set, because what we did during lockdown, the first lockdown, I don't know how many lockdowns we have now, Brian.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it as one. It's just one big career break. Yeah.
In the first quarter of lockdown, we decided we were going to do a 90s set. And kind of we start off at 4 and eventually build it up to this kind of 20-minute phenomenon. It's a 10-minute phenomenon now at the moment, but we put it up on YouTube and it got a serious amount of hits on the Facebook page as well.
Yeah.
And it's just something different. And it's not something we'd ever considered as a band that is primarily playing kind of Irishy trad tunes, a lot of modern stuff with a lot of trad in it. And then we just said, actually, for this one, we don't need the fiddle. We might bring it in at some point.
Yeah.
But for whenever people start to hear, Fateless Insomnia, or they're listening to Better Off Alone, Alice DJ, and the DJ's not playing it, the band is playing it, there's like a, oh my God moment.
Yeah.
And we'd never experienced that before, other than the songs that we've played before, Irish medleys and whatever. This was something new for us that we went, right, okay, we need to continue doing something like this, and we might do like an 80s set list or whatever. Might be, we're definitely going to explore that more anyway.
Yeah, well, it's definitely nice that the band, like you said, Tradify, it's different. It's definitely a different, even from your live videos, you can pick it up that it is, people, couples come along every now and again and say, we just want our wedding to be different. I think definitely Flog the Dog would, on the band side is different.
It is. That's one of the main things we get told afterwards when we get some reviews back, that all the lead up to the booking. So all the stuff that I would do would be just trying to give us the best customer support possible. That's a lot of my background is that anyway. But you hear a lot of people coming back with saying, you weren't too loud. We could lean in and have a conversation.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I didn't have to shout. The music he played was fantastic. Everyone was going away. Everyone was talking about you at the breakfast table the next morning. Yeah. These are the stuff that we love to hear, that we never planned for. We don't plan to be. We're not like a quiet band, but we're not overly loud PA wise, so people can actually. As a barman said to me years ago, lads, if I have to do this, that means I can't hear the orders at the bar.
Yeah.
And if I don't see that anymore, I know that we're plenty loud.
Yeah.
So that's always a good compliment from venues and from couples all of the time.
So how can people get in touch or find out more about Flog the Dog?
So you can message us on Facebook. Now we're doing WhatsApp more than ever before.
I was just going to say, when you said Facebook, I'm having awful trouble with Facebook I know they're changing around the last few weeks, but just not getting notifications, or the worse is getting notification and not being able to find where it's coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. I know the business suite.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that another time, but I use that the odd time. Yeah, but WhatsApp is the main one. DMs to be honest, I wouldn't get much more on Facebook and Instagram than I would on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is always the main one that people will text or call.
Yeah.
And then email steve@flogthedog.com. Flogthedog.com is the website. WhatsApp, I don't have a widget yet, but I plan to put in the widget for the old website chat. But you can just go onto the Facebook. There's a button there. We have a link tree on our Instagram, link tree on TikTok. They're the main places you can find us anyway.
Well, definitely worth checking out, because I was blown away by the videos when I was looking them up. It's definitely something different for your wedding. And check out Step It Out Mary on Spotify as well.
Lovely.
So look, Steve, thanks for coming on, and stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you on the road soon.
Not about it, Brian. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.